flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry, Terry. I'm talking myself over here. First item on the agenda was the Initiative Foundation budget request. Was that, Scott, we had already approved that?
We approve it every year, or we have since 2007.
Yeah,
going back to.
Yeah.
So they reach out every January or every December in order for their budget, what they would budget for the following year.
Requested it this summer.
Yeah, so was that for 2015, or we
Correct,
approved
so-
it in 2015? But they still haven't got it in 16, is that?
No, so they asked now if they can expect it for their budget, and then I bring it to the council again when I actually give them that donation,
So
or that
this is just
support
kind of
donation.
a free.
Correct, whether,
Okay.
they wanna know whether or not we wanna continue it or not. And they do that every year, so, but I just wanna make sure I bring.
So they're gonna actually send us another request
Um,
sometime this year?
No,
This
they'll.
is the request for 2016.
Correct, yes, this is the request for 2016, if it makes things easier, I don't have to bring it up again when we actually, in June is when we actually
Yeah.
use the designation,
Weird to see it now.
or the donation, sorry.
Okay. I don't know, what was it, like $1,500?
It's 1450.
Do again this year?
It was 1,300, like I said, we've been doing it since 2007. They are a huge support as far as trainings, coming here and doing different things for the city. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
They are
that
a
comes
huge
back to us.
support
Yeah.
to city staff.
In services that comes back.
Correct, and even, they're a part of grants and stuff like that that we can reach out to, and that we get, so the money gets.
This comes out of that $8,000 allocation on the budget line. I would make a motion that we, give the 2006 funding to the Initiative Foundation in the sum of $1,450 for 2016.
There's a motion on the floor for Mike. Get a second on that.
I'll second.
Second by Gina. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously. We have our Board of Equalization meeting scheduled. And that is for well, they need our confirmation before January 31st, but they have it scheduled for Wednesday, April 27th at 1 p.m. We'll be there for that. And we are gonna need one other council member there at middle.
If you look at, if you look at the third page as well, so I did a little checking in regards to the trained members that are certified to be at the meetings. Toby, you are good through July 1st of 2016, and so are you, Mike. And Donnie is good through July 1st of 2017. So we are all I didn't look into that part of it, I guess I don't know.
Well, we
as
had,
far as
when
understood
Toby
it.
and I took it, Anna did too that night,
And
because
Okay.
if there's ever an instance where two
Well-
council members cannot be here that day, the council can appoint the city
Okay.
administrator. So, I mean, it's just something, it's 3 hours of boring training of your life.
It's,
And there's some good
Yeah.
things that come out of it, but yeah, it is a little,
well, and as far as I understand, there's no local training live training anymore, it's gonna be all done online from here.
Oh, is that right?
Unless there may be a chance of one of the leagues holding one of their meetings, holding it there, but otherwise, everything will be done online from here forward. And when that time comes, I'll be
Either-
aware of that, and we'll get it set up.
either way, I know I will be there, so if we can get another trained person there, great, if not, we certainly don't have to, so.
And
that's one more part.
On that third page, Toby, I put your name as the trade board member, with an expiration date as of the city of Pierz, so
Okay.
we did go with option one for that. Go at the end of the meeting.
Sounds good.
But I do need approval of this, so I can send this off.
This
So
date.
This date, yes, correct.
A motion to adopt this on, what was that date again?
April 27th,
That's a Wednesday at
Yeah.
1:00 at City Hall.
Yeah,
make that motion.
there's a motion on the floor for a scheduled, meeting with the county, evaluations, Wednesday, April 27th, 2016, 1 p.m. Get a second.
I'll second it.
Second by Mike, all those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Aye, opposed, unanimously. Next item on our agenda is the alcohol and gambling enforcement application, Brickyard Bar 2 AM license. We have, the Pineys with us, who are currently the only, folks in town with a 2 AM license. I guess, first of all, Eric, are we anticipating any more 2 AM license applications from them?
Not that I know of. I haven't gone out and asked them directly, but I have not had any feedback that the other two establishments are put in for 2 o'clock, so
Okay.
not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. Get that, after talking with Eric, we felt that $300, 2 AM license fee needs to be, or should be raised a little bit to help police, pay for the police, to cover that. Kinda talked about an additional 10,000. Okay, 9. What's up to that? We were kinda
So
thinking
much
like,
for vacation.
yeah, we were kinda thinking, what we'd like to do is kinda look at this on a year-by-year basis. And how would you guys feel personally if we wanted to take it and raise this up $200 a year? Cause I think we're gonna, I don't know.
200 this year, Toby, right?
200,
Not
yes,
continue.
200 this year, so instead of being 3, it would go to 5.
You mean 300 for the state and 200 for you?
I'm not sure what the breakdown is.
That's correct, we don't have a 2 AM license for the city, it's 300 that he pays.
Okay.
So
That's just directly to the state?
That is between him and the state, that's got nothing to do with the
Okay.
city, so we really don't have anything that was
Okay.
that ties us with the 2 AM license.
Other than we pay for the policing?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think that's fair?
It's fair?
Not fair?
Well, like we spoke, Toby, I mean, the council asked me to do my homework, and this last year for the Brickyard was a very good year for law enforcement. The complaints wise, we had a total of 4 complaints. It does generate some extra phone calls reference to some of the renters in the neighborhood, but they have to understand that because of the jukebox going on inside isn't a violation to Don and Judy. It's a matter of where they live. There's nothing I can do about that. I spoke to Mike and Toby about the broken beer bottles, but that's not coming from nothing these guys can do to stop broken beer bottles being down the street. That could be coming from the other establishments closed where people are walking towards their vehicles and walking, so.
Can't pin it down to one bar
Yep.
versus another.
And again, you don't know if it's the bars even. I mean, I
No,
live on
right.
Main Street and I get pop cans and beer cans in my yard occasionally.
But 2015 was a very easy year for law enforcement dealing with what's going on at the brickyard. So to me, it's, yes, there is extra phone calls from me in reference to some people that just can't keep happy. I understand that. So there should be an extra amount, but I don't think it should be what was first, there was numbers that were brought out before. I think it'd be unfair, and
Yeah,
I think the 500 is very reasonable.
I do too, I think that,
So
Some
we
of the
collect all of
numbers
the
I heard
500
before,
and
yeah,
then
we get
300, we have to,
No, we don't have
They pay
anything to do with,
directly.
he has, Judy and Don have to, on their own, apply for the 2AM license through the state. So we don't have anything, we don't have any fees on our end for 2AM license for the city.
creating a fee. The city's fee to that would basically, it'd be $500 overall, the city's fee to that would be $200 in this case.
However you want to determine that, yes, correct.
It'd be two separate checks, so one to you and one to the state.
Correct.
Yeah,
It would, yeah.
you could do it.
Can we do, oh, let's just, we'll get it.
No, go ahead, Don.
No, I was gonna say, do it when the license is due, or do it when we.
I was gonna
apply to
bring
the
that
state?
up, and I know I asked
We'll
Eric
do
to
the separate.
research.
We'll just do it separate, we'll do it when we go to the state
Well,
first
Because
year.
the city is.
A way you could maybe do that, and I was thinking about that today when you brought that up at the last council meeting. Maybe what could we do is could you guys pay more, so you would have a year and a half, instead of a year, you come due now in July?
That is due at the end.
And this is due at.
The only part that's
Correct.
due now is this
Is it 2
2
a.m.?
o'clock license.
Right.
and
It's
that's-
always a different timing, cause usually
Yeah.
the June, July is when we start doing the liquor license.
Yeah.
And
Then
it's
the 2AM is at a different.
It's
But
the
there probably
same-
wouldn't be anything, I mean, if the state's got their own deadline for when that has to be, there probably wouldn't be much we could do.
And it's nothing when they applied, it's the state's deadline when I talked to, when I dealt with
Okay.
making sure their license wasn't gonna lapse. That was just, it's
Alright.
end of year to year, it's not.
They go year to year
Yeah.
what the state
So they're
does,
not-
and
How
we're
come you
going
guys don't go
July
year
to
to year?
July with the liquor license.
What's that, Don?
How come you guys don't go year to year?
We have to register with the state in, it's June or
March.
July.
Yeah.
So that's different, I don't understand why it's different, but liquor licensing has to be turned in from our end, so we get everything.
It's their rules,
approved.
Donnie, again.
It's the
It's what they
state's
want,
rules.
state.
So when do we apply for our patio permit?
The patio permit, we would, once
Get
again,
a
that,
liquor license.
correct, that would go with the liquor license, when we would put that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so
that-
that's separate.
And that hasn't
separate
even
spot
been
on
discussed
the
yet either, I
application.
guess we haven't. And we are,
Well, we did.
we redid the licensing, correct, so it would be on the next liquor license application.
Or is that something that can be amended so that if the state would ever come in or somebody have another complaint like we've had in the past where they're complaining about it, when I spoke to the state, they could come in and do an amendment to the application just so they're up to snuff until the renewal.
Yeah, really, they could apply, I mean, cause we've already put the ordinance in effect.
Correct.
I mean, that's done from our end. Your guys' problem is that you had it before the ordinance actually went into effect. So I would say that you're fine until we go to.
What if they apply now for it, just fill out the application, the new thing we filled out, and then
Yeah.
if anybody comes, we can say the application has been applied for,
So-
and we don't issue it
They know-
until July,
they
and
know-
it's.
They know that we've been working on it.
Right,
so-
that's what I was gonna say, they said as long as we have the guidance and that they're following our guidance, that there'd be no violations, that they could come in and give either of the
I don't
establishments
think
for.
it'll be a problem, if it turns out as to where it's gonna be, or you see something wrong, yeah, definitely send them up here so we can explain how we're going about doing things, I don't think it'll be a problem. So,
We let Eric handle it.
yeah.
You just gotta take
So-
the application.
To
Bring
recap,
yourself back.
keep patio with your regular liquor license,
Yeah.
Right.
keep that. As far as the 2AM license, when you apply for the 2AM license and you need approval, you'll pay that $200 at that time to keep things clean on our end.
Yeah, do it before December this time.
Correct.
9th in November.
I know we all.
Too many paper trails.
Yeah.
Well, it's just too much.
So, and another thing too, I would, well, I guess, but anyhow, I would like to, build a patio for the ball diamond, and give it to the ball diamond. You know, build up 3-4 feet. But I was gonna see if I can get my permits waived for that, because you know, it's gonna cost some money to build this patio out there.
Which,
Out here.
In town here?
Yes,
Who does that actually, does the Legion still own that?
yeah, board of
Yes.
members.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where it's at.
And who won't waive it, Don? Who won't waive it?
No, I'm just saying, you know, for permits and stuff.
So I don't know what those fees will be until.
Yeah, it's gonna be
our zoning
based on the
review
size
is-
and the plan review and everything,
Okay.
comes down to your finished square footage, so the best thing you could do, Don, is to fill out the application, fill out the zoning application to make sure there's no zoning issues, and submit it, and when the building official is okay, he was gonna give you a fee for that out of the fee chart. Why don't you come back and approach a council at
Okay.
that time? And so we know what kind of money we're talking about or whatever, and there may be, you know, if it's for the Legion, you know, we can take it from the council, see if we can work something out.
Yeah, when you're ready for that, I'll just run it on the agenda at
All
that
right.
time with the totals.
Yeah. I can't imagine there's gonna be a whole lot of inspections if it's just a patio we're looking at versus.
Really?
I'll depend on which plan I'm doing, you know.
Yeah.
how big it's gonna be.
Roof?
No. Just raise that 3-4 feet. Put iron rail around it,
Certainly helps, right?
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
But, I mean, that's something that
Okay.
I'd be willing to look at.
Sounds good. We, suppose we need a
You realize
motion
we just-
for that.
We just lost almost $10,000.
Yeah. He's gonna donate it back to the community, I'm fine with it. Just, it
There's
should be
one.
open
Try to
once in a
get
while,
it turned.
on Monday night, so that the council could have a little reprieve.
I'll bring it back a teacher.
Retreat, yeah. Do we need a motion on that fee?
We need a motion to,
Or is there
yes, for
a
the
new
whole
fee
fee schedule.
schedule, so that'll go down with the fee
Yeah,
schedule.
that's on the fee schedule.
Well, that's just, a notice that we have to have that for the next coming meeting. So what I would do is just, I'll have everything prepared for the next meeting, so I have to put that in our fee schedule.
Okay.
So
So
do
we
you
don't
want
have
us
to do
motion
anything on it right now.
I would do.
We have to
should
approve his
motion-
2 AM.
Yes, and then we need motion to rate so we can get squared up.
Yeah,
Because it's gonna be the
yeah.
middle of January.
Yeah, we can do that. I need a motion on the floor to approve the 2 AM license with the additional $200 fee.
I make that motion.
Motion on the floor by Mike,
I'll second.
second by Stephanie. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carried unanimously. Well, thanks you guys.
Thanks.
for coming down.
So we got our paperwork to send it off to the state?
Yeah, let's sign that. Actually. I need.
Gina.
We'll just kind of keep buzzing through this. express my concerns for small cities who are only taking a couple animals there a year maintenance fee, so, I will be going to a county board meeting, talk to those folks about that. But right now, we're pretty much, like I said, stuck between a rock and a hard place at $1,900 and $1,400. And that is January to December 2016. So we need a motion or a non-motion to approve the contract. It is what we want.
I can vote no.
You can't do what you.
Well, yeah, I mean.
You tell them I missed the,
We're stuck between.
I missed the beginning, Toby, tell them I made contact with the organization north of here. And
Oh, go ahead, Eric.
they charge per residence, and it'd be another $400 or $500 if we went to another facility, so we can't get the service that if we do utilize it, we can't get any cheaper, so it is our own, like Toby said, it's our only option right now is Little Falls.
My thing is are we state mandated to have to supply this?
No, but what would we do with,
Well, I'm not gonna say, but I just think $1,900 is
I think it
ridiculous.
was, I don't
Yeah.
disagree with you one bit, I think it's crazy too.
It comes down to $3 per household, that's 638 households.
and now in the last year it went up $600.
More, it went
We're at 1,200 last year.
775 acres, something like that. It was at about 1,200, I think 1,125 actually.
Right, I agree, man, and it's a cost that we're not utilizing, but we checked into it last year.
Oh, I know the whole
The state
situation, and it's just stupid. I mean, and we have to raise a levy, because right here's $2,000 going out of our budget every frickin' year, and it keeps going up.
Well, and like I said, some of the things, and I don't wanna speak out of turn, from what actually happens, but the way I understand that it happens is that, a lot of these costs, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure this program wasn't cheap. But the way I understand it, when they get animals in after so long, they automatically vaccinate them, neuter them, and or spay them. And that's extremely expensive. I can imagine what their vet bills are. But that's something that they're choosing to do, so, like I said, I'm not overly crazy about it. I think it drives the cost up
And
considerably.
if you or I took a animal there, doesn't matter if the city of Pierz pays that $1,900, they charge me a $20 or $30 rendering fee besides.
Do they still?
35 or 50, it's right in here. Yeah, our citizens will be able to bring in a stray, lost, or abandoned animal, not owner surrendered. Owner surrendered,
But it's not my pet, I found a
Yeah,
stray pet, and I
right.
try and turn it in, and they charge,
they're
they
gonna
won't
charge you
take it.
$35 for a cat or $50
That I
for
found
a
running
dog.
around on the road.
But at the same time, Steph, I've dealt with several here in town who they don't want their dog, and they ask me how I can help them. I said, I'm not responsible for your dog, you have to find a means for it. Well, I'm just gonna take the Little Falls and say I found it in the city of Pierz. So they're getting rid of one of their dogs, just to get rid of it.
Get some of
because-
our money back.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's the
they
truth.
do still charge,
Yeah, right.
even if it's not yours, if you were the one that brought it, they charge you at 35 or 50 or whatever it is.
We, the city.
We
Eric,
pay
let's-
the
Eric's the only one that can earn.
If Eric does it.
Yes,
Eric's
that's
the
what I
only
mean.
one.
But if a
Yeah.
private citizen takes
right.
it, it doesn't matter if it's yours or when you found, they will charge before you can walk out the door, they will make you pay that money, so.
The only way to get around that is if there is a stray and I'm not working, I'll ask the person to grab the dog, take to Humane Society, then it goes under, they'll mark it as the police department, where, I mean, cause it's a legitimate stray.
Yeah.
So I've done that in the past, but
So if we don't agree to this,
Then we just don't have Eric take them in, we have you take them in, Toby.
we're not obligated to accept
They-
any stray
they
or
can-
surrendered animals.
they can say no.
From you or your citizens.
Yep.
Okay, but it says, Morrison County Humane Society is full, if it is full, turn away stray and owner surrendered animals from your citizens. It also says
Should we try it for a year, not to do the contract?
I think we're gonna end up back here.
The one thing good about Pierz is Scotty and Carrie keep a tabs on what we have for animals in town. And the ones that are out of control, Carrie will send a letter, we give them that warning, it seems like it really helps to make sure, reference to dog barking, like the one that we had here up on Second Avenue, Yellow Lab. We dealt with it twice here in the last couple of weeks, the dog is gone now, I don't know where the dog went, but the owners took care of it themselves. So if we keep directing our residents to do the right thing, it seems like it's been working the last 4 years that I've been here. I would be up for that, but if we do have a problem, then we're just gonna have to eventually, I don't know if they'll sign the contract 6 months from now, but we'd have to just reconsider it in at least in a year to figure out what's going on.
We do have a good relationship with both vets too. If
Right.
we do find something that's lost, it's almost kind of like a 3D.
Well, I know
We'll get it.
Jamie down here, I mean, if there's lost,
They put
he's
them
got
on-
everything on
Social media,
you know,
between the
social
city
media
and
and the
the other
radio,
vets
I
and
mean, he's
radio.
very good about
Yeah,
that.
it works to our advantage that way, as far as from a city standpoint, you know, the relationship there.
We could always catch them and let them go in Bachman.
Well, and that's
How
my,
about Lastrop? You don't have a contract with Lastrop, you gotta take them
you know,
No.
I can't see that all these townships are paying
I
into this.
would like to know what the other facts are, or what the
Well-
statistics are with all these other,
Yeah,
who's doing it, who's not. I don't,
it's just,
So you wanna try it for a year? See where we end up, see how it works out?
I'd be up for it, Toby, cause I'll
Yeah, 'cause the guy's
I'll
gotta
come
deal
up with
with
a plan B if we have to do something with the dog, but
So you're okay with not doing this
Yes.
contract? Guess we'll need a vote from the council. A motion to approve or to not approve?
I make a motion to not approve.
There is a motion on the floor by Mike to not approve the annual in-town contract agreement. Is there a second on that? Second by Gina. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Again, we'll try it for a year and see where we end up. If it ends up to be too much and we have to utilize the service, I guess that's what we have to do.
see what happens.
See what's in there. That's all we can.
I mean, for last year. I
Do you keep
mean-
your garage door unlocked so I can use that? as a
Yep,
kennel?
it's always on, you go right ahead.
Okay.
Scotty, you wanna talk about, the automated city communication system? It's something that's kind of been on the horizon for a while, and kind of weighed certain things we could use it for. It'd be a nice service, but you wanna kind of talk about it, Scott?
Sure.
That's where we're at.
the very first page kind of gives a little how it works. It's pretty plain and simple. When you are uploading, it goes through its cycles, and we can either email it, it could be a text, it could be a call, however we want to set it up. One thing that is important about this is they charge the call. If it's a text, it does not cost us for those. The main thing is if you look at the second page, there's an email there from one call. It's got a table that breaks down different prices. If you look at the call credits, Carrie and I came up with around probably 12 to 15,000 calls total. That's counting what we have for residents and how many calls approximate and things like that. I wanna say we're thinking to average maybe around 20 total times we would do a call. A little bit more in the summer due to spraying and stuff like that with mosquito spraying, but then once you start getting into winter, any kind of,
Snow removal.
any kind of emergency type thing, we can use it for. If you look at the breakdown, we'd fall in that 12 cent per call, so an estimated cost would be around $1,200 to $1,800 a year for this. I've been getting a number of different people coming in, residents. Some are saying that only residents that own a house should get this. I don't know if that would work well or So there's some details to work out with it, but I think a lot of people are liking it. We did do a survey, we did get good results in the survey, granted, there wasn't a lot of people that
Yeah.
took the survey, but overall, it's just like the school, I'm sure many of you have a good idea how the school works, it's very similar to that, where we would set it up.
Well, it's a nice thing as far as people can't say, well, I didn't know, I don't go on the computer, I don't do this, I don't do that. Something as simple as this band trip the kids went on, they moved the time that they were leaving up 4 hours. I got an email saying, listen to this, I got a voicemail on my phone, I got a text on my phone, Mark got a voicemail and a text, and Stephen got a voicemail and a text, all from them pushing whatever. Can't say I didn't get it because I got it in about, and then the household got a phone call besides too. You know, so if people they aren't getting their information, you leave the phone number you want us to contact you on.
Well,
And anybody who has an electric bill, I look, how many cars are parked on the street at, you know? It's like, move your car. We shouldn't have to tell you, but get your car off the street, you know, we
yeah,
send
as
it
far
out
as
to everybody.
informational things, that'd be a great tool, but I can see it being a really nice tool in emergency situations for the city, as far as the best communication. Yeah, I just, it's relatively cheap. I know we've been running it by people, I know I've talked about it at a couple meetings I've had with folks, and things of that nature. I think Eric and Scott and I actually brought it up in a senior meeting too that we had. I think it would be a nice tool, keep people informed. Right now, even with our bug spraying right now, I don't know if we technically are meeting the notification requirements that we have to give for people, like where do you post it, where do you put it? Put it on the
posted it,
radio.
correct, we posted just like we do with meetings and things like that.
Right.
Our 3 main spots of posting.
Yeah,
on
and you
social
almost have to
media.
look for it to know,
Correct.
you know, when
If
that
people
stuff happens.
are intact and understand that
Right.
we routinely do this, they will look for it, they will know where to find it. But for a general person that just doesn't really pay attention to it, they
Right.
don't know where to find it.
Right.
I would think, but advertising costs, stuff like that, how do you get that out there? So this is one of the ways or solutions that we came up with. But even like tomorrow night or Wednesday, Bob's planning on cleaning Main Street. That alone would save him how much of a headache to make sure Main Street's
But there,
cleaned off of cars.
I think then we should make sure we utilize all phones, just not the owners, because a lot of that, you know.
Right, it needs to be the renters, the
Correct.
people that are there.
Yeah.
The,
Like I said, there was
any-
people that said only the taxpayers should get it because they're the ones that are
But anybody who has an electric bill is gonna be in, you know,
gonna be in need of.
Well,
of
yeah,
that. We can't really.
everybody pays taxes, whether it's directly or indirectly through your landlord.
anybody who has an electric bill is gonna have a car on the street, or gonna be in town in the emergency, or need to know about mosquito spray.
Those are gonna be the majority because they're the ones that actually park on the street.
Yeah.
You know, most homeowners don't park on the street, therefore,
Yeah.
so. Yeah, we'd be looking at approximately, I think it's $750 on average per call, per time. There's 750 households,
Okay.
so like I said, there's more details to figure out, like, do we wanna do 2 per household, 1 per household, things like that.
Why don't we do a little more research, just a little more research, I think you've got it good, so it gives us a good understanding. Maybe you could, next council meeting or one after, or whatever, maybe we could come up with, a little more detail about how many lines each household we could do. What the cost, is there an annual contract for this type of service, I would imagine? And another thing.
The terms of it actually isn't bad at all. There's no setup cost or things like that. I wanna say it's a so many month.
Okay, and then, yeah, we should sit down and, figure out how we're gonna pay for it. So, I think it would be a great service for people, but, yeah, we're gonna figure out how we're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, it's an as I understand the fee schedule, the only thing I need to add would be, the 2 AM license fee.
Yep.
The
We've already
city
got
portion.
the patio fee.
Correct,
Get
that's
that
all
one.
in there, everything is on there. We really diagnosed it this last summer, spring, so everything should have
Yeah.
been changed for
The
this
only thing,
upcoming year.
unless the council wants to add or decrease, certain fees on there, if you guys have your fee schedule, take a look at that. Get to it at the next council, we have to get to it at the next council meeting, get that approved, so.
Are there golf course fees on that also? No, that's
No,
separate.
that's separate, that's gonna be separate.
Park fees, that's just a complex.
Yeah, that's not on there. Only it's
The
TV
senior
and
center on
MB.
there, like using the senior center for meetings, is that the schedule on
Correct,
there?
that's $95, which,
I don't think you've ever got.
no,
There's
it's-
people there all the
people-
time.
All the time.
People-
Sundays,
people hit me with, they haven't paid it before, or they say we can get it for free, I don't know, that's a whole other topic. And that's why I've been trying to bring a schedule to the council, so you guys can make a decision on that, so we have full agreement on that. But I don't know who has a key to the senior center, therefore I don't know who's always there.
People that I know that should be there
Are 4 individuals.
are 55 alive.
Yep.
We have seniors. Yep.
there's people there on Saturdays and Sundays.
We have auxiliary, Legion Auxiliary who uses it in Legion meetings. But yeah, I guess I'm not sure what else we have, but we probably need to get more in tune about how many keys are out there and what.
The only way, we've talked about this before, the only way that we can legitimately do that is if we change the locks on
Yeah,
all 3 doors,
yeah.
because it's the same key. If you want me to go ahead and do that, I will do that.
Well, we should get some do not duplicate keys.
Correct. I know that there's, yeah, like you said, I'm not here on the weekends, obviously, but there's,
But Steph hit it on the head, when you come through, it's amazing what vehicles are sitting around here, and I wonder how they gain access to this facility. And not only they have access to the senior center,
They
but
have
what else
access
they
to
have
everything
access
in
here
here.
and then what's down in the basement.
It's
Mhm.
not
Well,
a
and
very
not-
secure place.
and not even, I mean, if you look at the kitchen itself, the kitchen is supposed to be a secure area that doesn't have traffic walking through.
Right.
It's supposed to be, under NDA, it has to be
Clean.
correct. So, but I don't know how you guys want to handle that, I guess. But if you want me to look at getting different keys, changing the locks, we can try that. I know we can.
Front doors.
2009 or 2007 rings a bell. For some reason, someone said that there was
2008,
2008.
We changed that.
Yeah.
Right after that.
Oh, that's right. So, yeah.
Well, let's talk about it next. Let's give us something for the new year.
Well, what we can do too is we can.
I can get a cost on the
Workshop.
hour. You want me to do that?
I look at Steph looking at the clock. This was supposed to be 7:15.
I'll get a cost estimate on changing, because those doors, obviously, I don't think those locks are gonna be
Commercial locks.
so I can get, maybe that'll give us something.
Talked about, because he's usually the one that,
We usually have their front burner, and I had to kind of get that door just got
Same
serviced.
clock, door.
Yeah, it's.
No, locks that somebody uses for all, and sure we get a better deal. Somebody will stick with one company all the time.
Christmas gathering, oh, wait a minute.
no, you wanted
Fees.
designations or something.
Yeah, that's down at the bottom, he's got Christmas gathering, reminder up here, that's our employee Christmas party.
That's at the 9th at 6:30, correct?
Yep.
Just wanna make sure everyone reminds of that, or.
Annual designations, if nobody has any issues where they are, I'd like to keep everybody where they're at this next year coming up. You guys are okay with that? Okay. We'll put that in the next, meeting as well.
need copies, just let me know of the designations and the fee schedule, you should have them, but otherwise I can talk more, and then, so I'll put that on the 11th as well.
Right. Yep. We don't have any department reports, so.
There's nothing else that we had, last year we had to have this meeting, something, we had to sign something.
Maybe we had something that came up at the end of the year.
We're good
Somebody
this
looking
year,
for a
though.
motion to adjourn.
Motion by Gina,
I'll second that.
second by Stephanie. Second by Katie, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Carried unanimously, thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the new year.
They made big promises to us,
So
Terry.
when I write about this, Morrison County Humane Society